I'm gonna tell you a story. The first thing you have to understand is time does not work the way you think it does. You can know the Oracle because I'm just talking to you. Welcome to the cult. Alright. So, couple things. I'm gonna reference Wikipedia again because I do that sometimes. And do a little bit of explication of stuff I talked about a couple times earlier. So, I have previously mentioned Zurvan. Zurvan is a reference to Zurvanism. Zurvanism is a fatalistic religion movement of Zoroastrianism, in which the divinity Zurvan is a first principle, or sort of an adihata sort of thing, sort of an adideva, primal deity, primordial deity who created equal but opposite twins, Ahura Mazda and Angramanyu. Zurvanism is also known as Zurvanite Zoroastrianism and may be contrasted with regular Mondaism. So, yeah, that's an interesting thing. Like, when bringing up Zurvan, or when I mention Zurvan, especially in reference to Ahura Mazda, and it's the core notion that Angramanyu, as a principle of the expression of evil specifically in humans, and Ahura Mazda as a representation of the representative of like the Benesh Benta, the good principle in people. All right. So now that I've brought up Zurvanism, it is a largely, as far as I'm aware, actually extinct subsect of Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrianism, also known as Mazda Yasna or Bedin, is an Iranian religion, one of the world's oldest organized faiths, based on the teachings of the Avesta and the Iranian prophet Zoroaster. It has dual cosmology of good and evil within the framework of monotheistic style of ontology. So, basically, the short, like the cutting through all that Wikipedia, because after a certain point, Wikipedia became largely inundated with specific jargon to any given topic. The more specific the topic it is, the the more specific jargon can be. So basically, what that is saying is that it's a monotheistic religion along these same lines as the ones that we know about that are more commonly recognized around the world right now, which are Catholicism and the various Protestant Christian faiths, Judaism, and Islam. So I'm going to do a little bit about Ahura Mazda and the Benesh Benta. So the nature of the divine. Ahura Mazda, also known as Oramastes, Ormazd, Ormaz, or Must. Ahura Mazda is the creator deity and the supreme god in Zoroastrianism. He is uncreated, omniscient, omnipotent, and benevolent god. I've also seen Ahura Mazda specifically referenced as being feminine. Although this is obviously referencing it as a masculine force, it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's like 6 1 half and does the other. If you're dealing with the divine, it's whatever face they want to show you is the one that matters. But so actually in my books I have it referenced where not Angramayu. It might have been Angramayu as opposed to Ariman. I think I had it be Ariman though. Ariman essentially was a twin to Ahura Mazda, and Ahura Mazda as the twin in this case was definitely a woman. But that's in my books. That's, if you're a Zoroastrian and you're offended by that, I'm sorry. Anyway, in the event that Ahura Mazda is the only true God and representative of goodness, light, and truth. He is in conflict with the evil spirit Angramanyu and represents evil, darkness, and deceit. Angramanyu's goal is to tempt humans away from Ahura Mazda. The belief in Ahura Mazda, the Lord of Wisdom, is considered all-encompassing deity and the only existing one, the foundation of Zoroastrian monotheism. Yeah, a lot of monotheistic faiths have a tendency to say, no, there's only our God. It's a thing. They do it. Yazatas. In Zoroastrianism, Yazatas are holy entities created by Ahura Mazda. Yazada, which literally means worthy of worship or veneration, the Western word for a Zoroastrian concept with a wide range of meanings, but generally signifying or used as an epithet of a divinity. Um, so basically, a Yazada is a lot like, if you're familiar with Egyptian cosmology, Neter. They are anthropomorphic Varnika or masks um, that are associated with the divine forces, like Mot, the Neter of Adeza or order. Against Set, which would be like, so you know how a netter going this way, because I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this like weaving. You have like the netter that are like a Adeza netter going this way, and you have the Avastada netter going up and down. So you have like the yang, like the yang male threads going up and down, and you have the female yin thread Puritano warp weft threads, as opposed to the warp threads. I believe that's how that works, going that way. Um, and so they're both essentially that's getting away from the Usada concept, but they're both essentially neter in terms of cosmic forces that we approach from the perspective of being something human-like for us to better understand it. They are holding emanations of the Creator, always devoted to Him and obey the will of God. They assist Ahura Mazda in the battle against evil spirit and are hypostases of moral physical aspects of creation. Yazadas are further divided into Meshbenta. They're Hamkata or collaborators who are lower divinities, and also certain healing plants, primordial creatures, and the Fravashis of the dead, and certain prayers that are themselves considered holy. The Yazadas are collectively the good powers under her Mazda, who is the greatest of all Yazada. And it's interesting that together with her Mazda, there are 7 of these, like the 7 ranks of angels. Because sometimes you see ranks of angels in either ranks of 7 or in 10, depending on, honestly, depending on the situation in which they're being counted, usually. So there is Vohumana, Gesh Irvanram, Asa Vacheta, Atar Srasha Verthagrana, Kashatra Vaira, Quar, Mithra, Asman Anagran. Mithra is the oath and testament. Yazada. Yeah, Yazada. Spenta Armati, can also be called Op, Dena, Ashi, or Mantra Spenta. Harvatat Tishitya, Pravashi Yata, Vata. I believe that one. I've talked about other things like Sirasara and Anasara, essence of food and essence of milk. I believe, I can be wrong about this, that the last two are essentially so Havratat Tishitya Pravashi Vata. That, as I understand, is the Yazada most associated with the essence of food, and with the veneration of it being to the faithful being relieved of their hunger. And Ameritat Rashnu Ashtat Zanyad. That one, if I remember correctly, and I can be wrong, is the one most associated with the Ritual of the Waters of Life, which involves, I can be wrong about the name of that, but basically it's a ritual I've mentioned before, involves the pressing of ephedra from the plant, and is associated with soma and with immortality, just in general, and essentially with the relieving with Tirsaha relieving Thirsabu, thirst destroying, relieving thirst origin. That's essentially what a Meritat is about, as far as I'm aware, at least. Okay, so that's Zada, a comparable concept to a Yazada, though they are not actually the same. In Mandaism, which is sometimes confused with Manichaeism, which takes a lot of inspiration from Zoroastrianism. is an Uthra, or an Utra, divine messenger of light. It's interesting about the Mandaeans is they refer to themselves as Nazarenes because they, if I remember correctly, they are due to their origin. So Uthras often have the term Zwei or Zayu, radiance, attached to their name due to their origins in the world of light, uh, such as is also seen in Manichaeism. There's lots of concepts in Manichaeism that find their origin or their mola in Zoroastrianism. They actually frequently come up variations thereof in Mandaeism, although Mandaeism showed up much later, um, and also is deeply tied to um, Christ, actually, specifically, because Mandaeism, if I remember correctly, you know what? Click on Mandaeism. Is a Gnostic religion that I believe, yep, it came about after the death of Christ, like specifically. That's part of why they sometimes refer to themselves as Nazarenes, because they are um, followers of Jesus of Nazareth specifically, um, which may seem like an odd distinction as opposed to like Catholics or Protestants, because they are all specifically believers in Jesus of Nazareth as well. But the specific part about this is it's a combination of basically old Jewish doctrine and Gnostic Christianity, which is, I mean, it's still around, but yeah. And so here's some basic tenets of it. Its adherents, the Mandaeans, revere Adam, Abel, Seth, Enoch from the Book of Enoch, Noah, Shem, Adam, and especially John the Baptist, uh, and consider Adam, Seth, Noah, Shem, and John the Baptist prophets, with Adam being the founder of the religion and John being the greatest and final prophet, as per their doctrine. All right, let's see. I'm gonna hold off from there. I have a couple more articles I could read. That seems like a good place to stop for now. This is Oracle, gonna sing myself out. It helps if I have the right mouse this time out. Yes, because I'm reading I'm reading my notes over there, or reading from Wikipedia over there, and I have this one over here. Anyway, this is Oracle, drain safely out there throughout all the week. Have a good one from here. Dream safely from you to you, from Oracle me to all of you out there in the week.